Today on Homeworthy, we're bringing you to Birmingham, Alabama for a look inside the stunning and unique home of lifestyle and home decor blogger Danielle Yancey. Built in the 1960s, this one-of-a-kind home combines a European feel with modern touches, featuring graceful arches, towering ceilings, and expansive rooms. Inspired by the glamour of old Hollywood and the vibrant style of Palm Springs, Danielle has artfully incorporated these elements into her decor. She gives us a tour of the outdoor space, which is equally impressive, with a gorgeous pool and 2 circular courtyards, before heading down to her sensational wine cellar. Enjoy! You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. To shop items inspired by this and other Homeworthy episodes, be sure to check out the product links below for amazing furniture, accessories, and more.
Hi Homeworthy, I'm Danielle Yancey and welcome to my home in Birmingham, Alabama. Come on in. This home we've lived in for about 7 years, and this entryway was the spot when I first walked in this home and saw the reflection of the courtyard and the pool, and that's what just kind of took my heart. It was such a beautiful moment walking through this foyer, and we weren't really looking for a new home because we had built one about 4 years prior, and we're getting settled into the house. And we decided just to take a peek at this home because we had seen some pictures online and just walked in and just fell in love with it. So our foyer here actually also duplicates into our dining room. So for bigger events, we bring out tables and chairs and bring out this whole big setup for a dining party. And this dining room, it's so interesting because it's so open and you have this view of the exterior of the house. So you have this gorgeous view of the courtyard and of the front area, and it's like nature coming in into view with your experience inside your home. And this marble table, I just decided to put a simple round table in here as an entry table, but it also transforms into our dining room table too. And the antique doors in the house, there's 3 sets of antique doors. One set is here at our front door. And these are from New Orleans. The original owner had purchased some beautiful antiques from New Orleans and incorporated them into this house. And these doors are original to the home. And I don't know what type of wood they are, but they are gilded with gold. Our home is definitely a mix of so many elements. So we have floor to ceiling windows, we have brick archways, we have antiques, we have very new, modern looking items in our home. So it's got a different mix of elements in our home. The architectural style, I wish I could actually meet the original architect of this house, Fritz Whaley, and just interview him about the home and where his mind was, because it was so just forward and ahead. This home has a mix of, I would say, a European, modern, esque elements to it because of all of the arches, and then you've got the modern floor to ceiling windows, and then there's also some traditional and antique elements that are so beautiful, like the chandelier. And so a lot of the lighting in this home is original to the home, and I've kept a lot of the pieces that were original to this home, and I've kind of updated and changed a few things and made some modernizing of the home. When I walked into this home, the first thing when I saw that pool and the courtyard and the windows, my heart immediately leapt to a Hollywood glam, a Palm Springs kind of feel to the home. And that's where my mind went as soon as I saw it. And I love mixing elements. I love mixing silver, I love mixing gold. I have this huge disco ball that I found, and when I saw it, it just made me want to add it into this home and mix that kind of like Hollywood glamour, Palm Springs style into the home. And that kind of started this whole addition of disco balls and modern glam, like the lacquered black furniture with the crystal knobs and hardware. And so I really wanted to incorporate a lot of gold and black, because a set of antique doors that's in our living room really spoke to me and brought in that black element and gold element into the home. Every room is a little different, but it all kind of comes together. We have, I believe, 7 fireplaces in this home, and they are unbelievable. We have actually changed, I believe, every single fireplace. This is a see-through fireplace. It's a double fireplace. So there's one on this side and one on the other side in the living room. And we actually do turn on our fireplaces. You would be surprised in a home in Alabama how often we do use them, because especially on this side of the house, the original part of this house is built in 1963. And back in 1963, I am assuming, and I don't know, but the double paned glass was not put in on this original side of the house. So all of the glass on the original side is a 1-panel glass. So it gets really cold in the winter and then really warm in the summer. And we do have our heating and cooling system, but it works a lot. And it's nice to have that additional fireplace heat to walk in. Also, here in our dining room foyer, we have some artwork. And this artwork is from a local artist as well as my dog, Trooper. So Trooper actually hand painted this artwork. And if you look closely, you'll see his paw prints all throughout the artwork. And this is his little toy that we had at the time, his little frog. And the artist this was actually for a charity, Hand and Paw, and it's an animal-assisted therapy program where animals will go into facilities and help those that may be anxious or scared, and this is just a therapy animal in different facilities in Birmingham. So this was for charity. He walked across it, put his paw prints in it. Then Beth Bradley, the local artist, also takes this and then finishes it with what she has in mind. So you don't really know what's gonna happen. You choose the colors, and then it's presented at the night of the event, which is super special. And so she decided to put a portrait of us because of the love we had. When I found him, he was a rescue on the side of the road, and he had really bad mange, so he had no hair and he was skin and bones, but he's brought back to life. He's here with us today, and we have a special bond from that night of finding each other on the side of the road. And so that's super special. I put it up front because I feel like it has this kind of grayish silver color that kind of matches up front. The other 2 pieces of artwork we have in the foyer is a local artist as well. I love the abstract look, and the black and the gold and the ivory just fits so well for this foyer, and kind of pulled that black and gold into this room too. All right, why don't I show y'all the living room? It's right off the foyer entryway, and it's also got the other side of the fireplace that connects to the foyer. And this fireplace is just the same. It's identical to the other side. It has the fireballs in it, and this beautiful marble mantle that's original to the house. This is also an antique that they had brought in. And that's another thing with the fireplaces. Every fireplace has this unique mantle or some type of setting to it. And so this is beautiful. I love how it incorporated this kind of soft, kind of floral, feminine look to the room, which made me want to include a lot of pinks and floral notes to this room as well to make it a little more feminine, but bring in some masculine too. But the doors that I spoke about, the antique doors, this is the set of doors that I just went after. And I was like, I really want to incorporate a lot of the black and gold through the house. And I just love these doors. They are just the hardware itself, the gold, the floral notes here, the bow just has a lot of feminine in here. I added this beautiful antique column here to hold this marble sculpture. And this marble sculpture, actually my dad did. So he sculpted this back in, I want to say he was probably in college still, but he was an art major in college at Auburn University, and he has a lot of artwork throughout our house. And another piece that's in this room that he did is this charcoal of this woman, and I've had all of his artwork framed and matted and added throughout the house. So this is one of his. So he did that in 1969, and it just makes it really special to have those pieces of his. And then the pink rug, I just felt like brings in that feminine note here, and it's just unique to the house. This is actually a faux orchid, although it does look so real. I do forget sometimes not to water it because it is not real. These velvet chairs are swivel chairs. They're made by Jonathan Adler. I think this is one of my favorite things in the house, these chairs. But I found those, that's one of the first things that I found when I was putting things together in the house. So every time I found something, it really helped bring things in my mind together and how to, what's the next step, what's the next thing to add. So my background is I was a buyer for Parisian, and I guess I was in the buying side of things for about 10 years. And then I went to contract work for some retailers. And then my next jump was into some interiors, doing some Christmas decorating. That led to some other decorating jobs. So I was kind of doing a lot of jobs, odd jobs here and there. I did some modeling jobs too, and that was so fun. And then when we built our home, my job was to decorate that home entirely. And so it just brought out my creative side. My dad's an artist. I didn't get quite all of those talents, but my talents are just on the creative side of just fashion and interiors. I just love putting together colors and textures, and it's been so much fun. When we found this house, my mind was going in 500 different directions because it's such a different type of home, and really not much from our other house made it to this house. It started here, but then it just kind of like started to dwindle off. I would sell some things here and there. And so everything just kind of like started to evolve here at this house in a whole different direction. This is just something that I have a passion for, and it's brought a lot of life to my blog, and I love to incorporate a lot of home and just interiors into my blog as well. Floor to ceiling windows, I believe, are 14 feet throughout this original part of the house. As you go through the rest of the house, they start increasing. But this side of the house, they're about 14 feet. And to bring in, there's just a lot of linear moments in this house with these arches that you see on the exterior that you see also in the interior. So I had to think about balancing all of this linear tall look. Here's the one thing that did make it from our other house to this house. So these mirrors I did have in our other house. We did not have the height that we do in this house. But I added these mirrors here, and I feel like it helps balance some of the height in this room. And also this tree, I love plants and live things too, as well as faux, but this fiddly fig kind of brings some height to the corner of the room. I have this turquoise artwork with a black bird holding, it looks like mistletoe maybe, but my nephew, who's a senior in college now, he made that when he was like in elementary school and gave it to me. And I just love adding that little pop of blue in here with the pinks. So that kind of made me want to incorporate a few more touches of turquoise and blue through this room. So I added these Jonathan Adler throws and these pillows from a local artist, and then just a couple of glass turquoise finds, that glass turquoise vase, and then this glass turquoise ball over here, just to pop a little bit of a contrasting color in here to balance some of the ivory and pinks and golds. All right, well, let's go down the hallway and see some of the bedrooms that are original to the 1963 part of the house. This is the original primary suite of the house, built in 1963, and it is very high ceilings. Again, it's their 14-foot ceilings. There is a lot of fabric on the windows behind, and these are the original fabric panels, curtain panels that were on the windows. And I've loved having them in here. I loved the color, so that kind of like brought what color I wanted to bring into this room. It also faces the pool, so these doors open up to the pool. And so that also made me want to add blue into this room to kind of bring that blue pool water look into this room. This is the third set of the antique doors that are original to the house. And these are more cream and gold, and it has the same bow and floral features above it. And it's just, I love all the, even though they're not new and they're cracked and they need maybe some painting and trim work detailing, I just love that. I love that contrast of old and new in every room in this house. There is marble throughout this home on the floor, and it's all Alabama white marble. And throughout this original part of the home, it has more grays and gold veining throughout. And then as you make it through the newer part of the house, you're gonna see it transform into a little bit more pink. But this is such a beautiful, like the floors, everything that these floors have seen, I cannot imagine from the 60s till now, but these are their original floors as well. I brought in a lot of silvers as well as gold in this room to play off of those blues and just make it really serene. I have these Jonathan Adler chairs that have some black metal and then acrylic and then this turquoise velvet to soften it up, and also this acrylic and gold bench with velvet. And then I have the mirrored glass side tables as well as the lamps and a few mirrored pieces in here too. All right, coming off of the primary bedroom is the ensuite, and here is the bathroom. We've kind of updated a few things. We've got a new toilet in. We have this beautiful tub, and then this beautiful marble that was here from the beginning. We are going to renovate this bathroom soon and add a shower in here. So some things will become new in this bathroom. I added some Audrey canvases in here and just felt like the black and white just played off well with this black and white and silver theme. And I've got some really beautiful rose metal light fixtures and some accessories in here too to kind of bring in that silver and white. I added just a few components in here, accessories to kind of like add some glam, modern glam. I added this rug that has this geometric like silver and ivory look. I added this ball that's on top of this marble that's actually these metal roses, and I just thought that would bring in a little bit of feminine look to the bathroom and bring in also that silver and then just some modern glam that kind of plays off of the Audreys to bring in. Since this primary bedroom is original to home, the owner of the home, she was here. She created this home. It was her home. So I wanted to bring in some more feminine elements to this home because it was a female owner of this house that built it. And so I really loved bringing in some of those elements and some feminine touches to this bathroom. So here is our kitchen. I think this kitchen was renovated in '95 when they added on to the house, and it's expanded. It's actually so interesting. Half of this kitchen used to be like a little entertaining card room, library, little reading room. So they opened it up and created this really large kitchen, and I really love how open it is. You'll notice that the ceilings in here are the lowest ceilings in the house. And so the ceilings are low because above us there's actually a bedroom and also some attic space up there for the air conditioning units and all the electrical. So it's definitely, when I walked in the first time I saw this kitchen, I was like, wow, why is the kitchen so low? But now it kind of makes it cozy, and I like it, especially in the winter. I feel like it really gets warmer in the kitchen and it's nice, but it's definitely a cozier place in this house. They had a lot of professional appliances put in, so that was really nice. We have a large amount of room in our refrigerator and freezer. We have a big range, very much an entertaining space. So this home has been used for many different parties since we've lived here, and I know before us they entertained quite a bit. So it does make for an easy flow and an easy way to entertain. When I walked into the kitchen, I really wanted to find a table that spoke to this room and kind of helped kind of bring some modern look to it. And I love this lacquered table, this oval tulip shaped base, and it just adds a new shape into this house. And I love the tulip shaped chairs and the white lacquer on it. I like to keep things pretty clean in here. We have a lot of mirrors on our wall. We're actually going to do a renovation on this kitchen and a couple of other bathrooms and bedrooms in the house and finalize our renovations, because we've kind of been renovating here and there since we've moved in. And so the mirrors will no longer be in the house after we finish our renovation. So it's gonna really change the look of this room. The one thing when I moved into this house, and as I lived in it and cooked and spent some time in the kitchen, I really couldn't see the pool. And I love this fireplace so much. This is original mantelpiece from New Orleans. It's antique and it's hand-carved wood. It's a beautiful mirror that matches. We will find a new home for this because we are planning on taking this wall out and the chimney and the fireplace out so that you can see that beautiful pool. It's the view. I think just seeing it just makes you happy, but just being able to see outside is so fun. But this, I'm so sad, will not be staying with the house once we finish the renovation. I decided to frame this cute little letter that we received, I guess it was July 26th of last year, 23. We were left this letter. We actually rented our home, and we don't ever rent our home, but we were approached last year to rent our home to a special guest in Birmingham. And he left us this letter, he and his wife, thanking us of opening our home while they were in Birmingham. And we moved out and they moved in and they stayed here for 2 to 3 months, but it was Matthew McConaughey and his whole family. and we just cherish this note that they left us. So we were still in Park City when they left the note, and our real estate agent that approached me, he was the one that approached me to rent our home. He was like, would you want to rent your home for a A-list celebrity? And I was like, I don't know. What is going on? I thought it was a joke at first. And so he came over to visit and we talked about it, and it just started developing. I was like, well, we're actually not gonna be here this summer. We're gonna be in Park City. It could work out. We've got to finish up some things with a renovation we had been doing last year, and it was a lot at once, and we were like approached very last minute. They had looked at like 50 homes in Birmingham, and so we were one of the last ones on the tour of homes, and it was just a lot going on for a month before we got approached and moved out. But it worked out, and it was just crazy. I still can't believe it happened because we weren't even here. So it was like we handed our keys over, left, and then came back and everything was just the same. So we were like, did it happen? But we heard all about Birmingham and all the excitement in Birmingham, and how they had, you know, the McConaughey spottings everywhere. And so we were like, we think it happened. But when they left the note, our real estate agent came over to like check everything, and we were still in Park City, and he sent me a picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. He left us a note. So we'll keep that forever and keep it framed. So these are our pantry doors on each side of the banquette. That side kind of houses more of the china, the plates, all of the fun decor and placemats. This side we keep all of the food in. However, we're gonna lose this pantry during the renovation, and we're gonna create a new set of stairs to the upstairs bedroom. Right now the stairs are very steep, they're not decode, so we're gonna create an easier way to get upstairs and actually be able to use the space and have guests there. And this is actually the cutest little nook. It's this hidden door that houses like some cleaning and a trash can, but I love that hidden door. Like hidden doors, there's a few hidden doors throughout the house. It just kind of is very sleek, and you might not even see it. In fact, the door that goes to the bedroom upstairs, we looked at this house 3 different times before just really deciding on, okay, yes, let's do this. The 3rd time we looked at the house, I was like, what does that door go to? And we didn't even know about the bedroom that was upstairs. So that was kind of a surprise addition the 3rd time we looked at this house. Let's go take a peek outside and show you the pool, the patio, and more. All right, so we are outside in our courtyard, and this is one of our favorite places to be and like to hang out outside. Our dog loves coming out here to hang out in the grass and on the concrete by the pool. He's like a pool lounger out here. And so we have a lot of different spaces to enjoy and just relax out here or entertain. Our pool is so unique because it is a square. And we have these beautiful round dish type planters. They're huge planters out here by the pool. So they're on each corner of the pool. This is all original to the house. The white rocks, the planters, the square pool. And we did do some renovation work to the pool just this spring. So we had all of the decking repainted, and we had the pool cleaned, and we added new tile to the pool to freshen it up. It needed it. And so it's just got this now fresh, clean look. It's so nice to come out and enjoy the pool. The courtyard also has an upper and a lower courtyard area. The lower courtyard area is original to the house, and you can see that it has this circular shape to the grass and the brick around the grass, and then it has a half moon shape beyond that on the far wall. And this grass It's so thick and so healthy. I love it. There in the center of the grass, it has this beautiful marble urn, and I added the concrete balls to the urn to match back to the marble. I mean, to match back to the fireballs in the house. But on this marble urn, you'll see this Greek key detailing, and I just love that Greek key detailing on the urn. And I also love the Greek key detailing on the iron gates that are original to the house. These gates are antique, and I just love that detailing. So there's 4 sets of these gates. And that Greek key also I've incorporated through the house, and you'll see just little touches of Greek key here and there, and it's all because of those from the outside. This lower courtyard, these are camellia hedges on each side of the wall. The camellia hedges had a really bad freeze 2 winters ago. We're still coming back from that hard freeze on this side of the whole wall, the boxwoods, everything. Got these beautiful roses growing along the lattice work back here behind this statue. The statue reminded me of one of my dogs, Sweet Pea, who's passed. And so I put this statue back here with the roses because she's such a beautiful little girl. I wanted her to have roses behind her. And so this lower courtyard also has these boxwoods that have been here for years, probably since the 60s. These hydrangeas that have just exploded. They're just now coming off their bloom, so they're more of an antique bloom right now towards the end of the summer. And then also there's roses on each side of the wall that bloom, and it's just a beautiful garden. It's has a very serene look. You get to see the hawks. We have deer in the back. We've seen fox before. We have coyotes. Feel like we have a wildlife National Geographic back here sometimes. But we love seeing the deer come up behind our house and all of the wildlife. And so our pool house is right here off of the pool, and we have 2 bedrooms and a living room in the pool house. And this is the pool house living room. It has a lot more fun vibe in here, a lot more relaxing, more like a gaming area, entertaining area for kids or for my husband watching football on Saturdays. There is definitely a Hollywood glam vibe in here, and brought and incorporated a little bit of more blues in here because of the pool and some watery features. I love the Slim Aaron's artwork on the wall. It just screams to me Palm Springs and Take Me There Now. But I just love how the ladies are sitting by the pool having their cocktails and enjoying company together, and I just love that whole look and that whole vibe. So I definitely wanted to incorporate that in the pool house. And there's a lot of mixture of elements in this pool house. There's acrylic, there's gold, there's velvet, there are pinks, blues, just yellows, and all kinds of Hollywood glam. There's white lacquer in here with some geometric shapes. I added the fireballs in the fireplace with this glass fire screen, and this is an original mantelpiece also with the marble and the engraved roses. And I added Jonathan Adler light fixtures in here with these beautiful blue globo sconces and the chandelier, just mixture of all kinds of elements and color, and just wanted a really fun vibe in here. And I have some plants, some live plants, and then some faux plants in here too. And this table, I know Matthew McConaughey did a few news hits at this table because of the artwork behind him. So that was kind of fun to see on TV. But my husband did, he's been working out here in the pool house some, so he uses this sort of as his office sometimes. And this bedroom, so this whole area was renovated recently. So this bedroom had a concrete flooring. We added the marble floor into the bedroom, just really updated it, cleaned it up. Had a carpet originally, so we took the carpet out, added the marble tile, and just made it, added a new light fixture, just kind of gave it a new vibe, clean space in here. And the bathroom was updated. We have a new shower in there, and we updated the closet and the vanity as well. All right, let's head back outside. I have more courtyard to show you. And this is our upper courtyard, and this also was not here previous to 95. So in 95, when they added the side of the house to the original of the 1963 house, this was all woods up to the windows. So they cleared this area and kind of mimicked, and they added this circular pattern up here that is symmetrical to the lower courtyard area. So there's the circular brick walkway and the circular grass. The beautiful antique doors to the living room open up to this upper courtyard. And they added these circular brick openings and for these two beautiful Japanese magnolia trees. This is just such a spectacular piece to the house. When you're walking through the house, you'll see this tree, and both of the trees really on each side when you're walking through the house. And this side is especially spectacular. This is our bathroom on this side, so you really don't see it as much unless you're living in that space. This is our covered patio, and I love sitting out here watching TV, eating dinner, having a glass of wine. It's just very relaxing. It's super enjoyable during the fall season, and looking forward to that, sitting out here a lot more when it cools down. But this upper courtyard, I love all the ferns, and there's maidenhair ferns, there's just all of these different types of ferns that are growing throughout this little area and these little corner nooks. So we're going into the bar, and this is transitioning into the part of the house that was built in 1995, and this is a special part of the house. There is a tile here set in marble, and it's engraved with the year 1963 and 1995. 1963 is on this side of the house, and 1995 is this way. So I love that. That's just a special part of the house. This is the hallway to the bar. I decided to add all of my dad's artwork on this wall and have this collage of everything that he did. And it shows the years. There's some in 1969, 70, and 71. But they're all, what's so interesting is fashion inspired. And that's what I ended up being my major, was fashion merchandising. So I loved having that. This bar, it's almost like a second kitchen, but it is very nice to have. This bar is perfect for entertaining. So just getting back here, it's nice to have friends over or a party and have this whole bar just devoted to beverages. And so we have a beverage center back here, some dishwashers back here. We also have really unique shaped sofa. It's a curved green velvet sofa. We have a curved lamp over it. A lot of black accessories in this room. So I found this black and white rug with geometric shapes, and this black lacquered console table, and then some other black accessories. This marble round table and velvet chairs, it's like a little gaming table or just a table to have some calls or coffee. But it's just a beautiful view to the courtyard and this tree. So this tree is behind that circular brick wall that's in the courtyard. And this tree is just so spectacular. And it's actually growing into the brick. One of the limbs is actually growing into the brick up here. So I thought that was so neat. The ceiling height in here starts to get higher. So it'll get higher in our living room next to this room. And so there's a lot of height here. I added light fixtures in here. I added sconces and this light fixture just to add some element to the height of this room and bring your eye up. So the other art piece that our dogs did is up on this wall. So our two dogs, Sweet Pea and Willie, that are no longer with us, and they are in heaven, but they did this painting with hand and paw as well. Their paw prints are all in it, and an artist finished out this artwork locally too. So that was their artwork, and I'm so thankful to have that and their paw prints. And now we're going into our living room space. And this living room space is so bright, it has so much light in here too. This is facing our courtyard and the pool across the way. And I decided to add a lot of blues in here and incorporate some pops of color to bring in that Hollywood glam and just a really fun vibe. This is where we spend the majority of our time watching TV and hanging out. So I have this really fun geometric pattern rug and then some pattern pillows that go with this velvet blue sectional. This has a lot of room to seat a lot of people or just us three laying on the sofas, Trooper, me, and Bart. So we all have our space to lay and be able to watch a movie or a show. And this artwork above the TV is super special to me. It's my favorite, I think, in the whole entire house. This artwork is of Sweet Pea, of Willie, and Trooper. So Willie was probably around 14 when we did this, and I really wanted an artwork that had incorporated all three of their paw prints in the artwork. So their paw prints are all in the artwork. They each got to pick a color and walk across the canvas. And then John Little, a local artist, finished off the artwork, and he decided to do a portrait of all three of them together with this lots of color. I just said, go for color. I would love pink. And I love that he chose the pink clouds. So that's super special to me. I also have added a lot of balloon dogs in here. And since I love dogs and they're very special to me, I decided that would be a fun pop art type of thing to add to this space. So there's a lot of balloon dogs in all different colors. It kind of incorporates all the colors in this room. I have a lot of acrylic, a lot of glass, a lot of silver and gold. I just keep mixing all of the elements throughout the house just to kind of let it play off of each other and not focus on one. This fireplace has very, very tall columns, and it is original to the house, and I did change out the fireplace to fireballs. Let's go downstairs. I'm saving the best for last, and I'm going to show you something really special. So I said this house was built for entertaining, and here's proof of definitely the entertaining spot of the house. The best for last, here's the wine cellar. This was here when we moved into the house. We did renovate it last year, and we updated a lot of different things, the racking and some marble tops on the counter in here. But this space has really opened up for entertaining and enjoying. I added some sofas down here, some tables so we can actually sit here. And it's really cold down here, so it feels really good during the summer. So come on in, I'm gonna show you the wine cellar. So here is our wine cellar, and this has been such a fun space, especially since we've kind of updated it. We updated the system, the racking, this countertop. And this wine cellar, we're just starting to add to it. So it looks a little empty right now. It looks a little sad, but we're gonna keep adding to it. Right now, I think the racking probably holds, we probably could hold thousands of bottles in here. It's a really big wine cellar. And this space was here when we moved in, so we have just kind of opened it up and renovated it a little bit. It had black racking before. We have this gold racking and this white countertop space. And I feel like it leans more towards what I had envisioned for the house and this Palm Springs look, so it kind of modernizes it a little bit. And I kept all of the wood elements in here the same. So all of that is original, and it just has a beautiful space now. It's lightened up, and I love that they incorporated originally these arches in here in the windows and the arched doors and the arches on the back wall to go back with the architecture of the house, with the arches on the front and the brick archway in the courtyard. And so I love that they incorporated and kept that architecture down here as well. Has just a lot of European feel too. So this room is one of our favorites, and we've enjoyed it, and we're enjoying adding to it. So home means comfort to me, and family and entertaining here at this house. Homeworthy, it's been an honor and so amazing to have you here today. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.